Hey everybody, 𝐂𝐤 here, and today I want to walk you through how to make a simple click sequence inside ClickFunnels using Actionetics. Now, Actionetics is part of ClickFunnels and it does require an upgrade, and if you don't have ClickFunnels or Actionetics, I recommend getting it. You can go to 𝐂𝐤marketing.com/ClickFunnels and actually start a free 14-day trial. All right, so let's get into this. What is exactly a click sequence? Well, a click sequence is nothing more than a series of emails that point to a particular page. And all of these little boxes in here, these are just simple emails that every single link in those emails point to the landing page itself. All right. And then what we're going to want to do is once a person arrives at the landing page, we don't want them to stay in that click sequence. All right. If they come in on, if they click on that link in email 2, we don't want them to get emails 3, 4, and 5. All right. We want to pull them out. And at that point, maybe put them into something like a deadline sequence. All right. So let's actually dig in and go over into ClickFunnels and see how all this is done. All right. So here we are inside ClickFunnels, and I've set a couple of things up already that I wanted to show you. So we have two pages here. One I call, just hand raisers. These are people that you send them the click sequence and they click on it. That's like them raising their hand saying that they are interested in your, material, what you just said in those emails. So here we have our hand raisers page, and then I have also a countdown deadline page. Now, I'm not going to show you exactly how to set these pages up or how to edit the pages or anything like that. That'll be, a different video. But for now, just know that you're going to need two different pages. You're also going to need two different action funnels that we are going to build here in Action Funnels inside Actionetics. And then you're also going to need two email lists, all right, that we have here. Now, I only have a click sequence done here because I wanted to actually show you how to set up the deadline sequence. All right, so we have two different pages here, all right, and we want to be driving everybody to the first page. All right. So inside our click sequence action funnel, now an action funnel is simply where we host all of our emails and actions. All right. So inside the click sequence, we have a series of emails. All right. And these emails, the only point of these emails is to get a person to raise their hand, to say, I am interested in what you're saying, and click on a link that you have pointing to this very first page. All right, that's all a click sequence is. So everything inside these emails, I'm not going to get into this email builder or anything like that. This is just a basic template that you can choose here in you set up an email, and you've got a lot of different templates that you can choose. You can even create your own. But inside the emails, once you create them, every call to action link or button that you have in those emails, and all of these emails, you want to be pointing towards this one page. All right. Now, once they click on one of the links, all right, it doesn't matter which emails that they click on. Once they click on the link and go over to that page, you don't want them to continue getting emails in this particular series of emails. So if they click here in email 2, you don't want them to get emails 3, 4, and 5. All right. You just want them to, get these emails up to the point that they click. Once they click, they're pulled out of this email series and put into a different email series. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do that here in a second. All right. But first, we're going to need to set up a couple of email lists. All right. So the first email list that we had here is this click sequence. Now, this does not need to be a smart list. There are two different types of email lists. There are regular email lists and smart lists. The click sequence doesn't necessarily need to be a smart list. It can be, depending on what you're doing prior to putting people into the sequence, but it doesn't have to be. All right. The countdown series, once they come here to this page, you want to put them into a countdown sequence. That list will need to be a smart list. All right, so let me show you how to set that up. So what we're going to do here under Actionetics, you click on email lists, and that'll bring you to this page. And we're going to click here on add new list. All right, and we're going to call this countdown sequence. All right, and we're going to add a group tag. Always have a group tag. And absolutely everything you do, whether you're making pages, action funnels, or email lists, always use group tags. All right, now the most important part is you see this smart list button? We're going to want to check this. All right, so we're going to check this box and click create a new list. All right, and here we have our smart list. Now we're not going to get into the smart list just yet. We're going to go into a little bit of automation on the page first, and then I'll come back to here. All right, so let's go back to our click sequence. So again, once they click a link in any one of these emails and come over to this page, we're going to want to, at that point, put them into this countdown sequence. And the way that we're going to do that is if we come over here to hand raisers, all right, and go over to automation. All right, here we're going to add a new action, all right, for this particular page. All right, and we're going to call this move to countdown sequence. All right. And this is for every single person that visits this page. The integration doesn't need to change. That's going to stay ClickFunnels internal. And we're going to add to list. All right. And here you can see that I have two lists, a click sequence and a countdown sequence. All right. And anybody that visits this page, that means that they've clicked that link. All right. So we're going to want to send them at that point to the countdown sequence. All right. At this point, they're going to be, the second that they come in here, they're going to get moved to the countdown sequence. All right, so let's go back to the countdown sequence email list. All right, so just because we have this countdown sequence here, this trigger action inside of ClickFunnels on the page, doesn't mean we're done yet. All right, what we actually need to do is I want to create a rule here that pretty much says the exact same thing as this does. All right, so I want to actually add a rule that anybody that has visited this step, all right, so under the ClickFunnels, under the click sequence funnel, hand raisers, all right, anybody that visits this page, I want to bring into this particular email list. All right, so I know it's kind of a redundancy, but you want to do this inside ClickFunnels and Actionetics. Trust me, if you don't do it, you may not get the results that you want. All right, so I'm just going to click on update, and it's going to launch its workers. All right, and that's going to pull in, and this is going to go and look for every person that has visited that step and bring them into this list. Right, I don't have anybody in this particular ClickFunnels account, so it doesn't really matter. It's just gonna look for the people, and it's not gonna bring anybody in. So we're just gonna wait. I'm gonna pause the video, and when this is done, I will be back and show you the rest of this series. Okay, so here we are. We're back in our email list. We have our click sequence and our countdown sequence, and again, we have nobody in either one of them right now. All right, but we have the people put into the click sequence, and now anybody that visits this page is going to be moved over to the countdown sequence. All right, so now we need our action funnels to link to these particular email lists. All right, so here we are inside our click sequence, and when we set this up originally, we want to click on the list that we want. And this one is going to be our click sequence. So now anybody that comes into our email list here, click sequence is going to be going into this particular action funnel, which has these emails, which goes over to this particular page. And the second that they get pulled into this page, they're going to come over and get put into this countdown sequence email list. All right. Now, I have a countdown sequence here with nothing in it just yet. And the reason why is because I want to create a first step here, all right, and show you exactly what we're doing. So here in this first step, I want to actually create an action, and I want to remove them from our click sequence list. Nope, not listy. All right, and so we're going to remove them from this list, click new funnel step, and under setup, we're going to, we could name this action if we want to. We don't necessarily have to. All right. The integration is going to say Clickfunnels internal. And here we're going to click on remove from list. All right. So we're going to remove them from this click sequence list and click update funnel. All right. So now anybody that comes to this page that gets moved to our countdown list, because this is going to be associated with that list, all right, are going to get pulled into this action funnel. And the very first step of this action funnel is going to be remove them from that click sequence. So if we go back here to our click sequence, all right, again, if they get the first and second email, and in the second email they click a link, or in the third they click a link to go to this page, they're going to get pulled out of all of this by our first action in our countdown sequence. All right, and it's going to remove them from that particular list. After that, you can go ahead and put in your countdown emails. All right, this email, this offer is going to expire at this time and this date, yada, yada. All right. That is essentially how the click sequence works inside of ClickFunnels. I know it is a little bit complicated. It's not as easy as something like Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign or Drip. Those are much better than Actionetics. But for those of you that are actually using Actionetics and ClickFunnels, this is a way that you would do a simple click sequence. All right. So just to run through it one more time, all the way through, we have our page here. All right. And we want to drive people in this, with this click sequence to this page. Once they come to this page, we're going to pull them and put them into this countdown sequence email list. All right. Now this countdown sequence email list is associated with this countdown sequence action funnel. And the very first step of this action funnel is to remove them from that click sequence. All right. And once again, you want to do this two different ways. Under the page automation, you want to move them to that countdown sequence email list, as well as under Actionetics email list, and under your countdown sequence, I don't know why this is bringing this up again. Under the smart list settings, you want to, anybody that visits that particular page, all right, which is hand raisers, you want them to automatically be brought into this particular email list. All right. So we're setting this up two different ways. We're doing it under the page automation and inside our email list, our smart list. All right. So those are the two different ways that it needs to be done. If you do one or the other, I guarantee you something is going to break. You want to have this redundancy inside of Actionetics. All right. So that is how you build a simple click sequence within ClickFunnels and Actionetics. So until next time, I hope you enjoy this video. Please leave a comment underneath this video and like it, and also subscribe to this channel.